You had a cold.
I did, but I don't today.
Gosh,
Thank
it was
God.
close call though, because their son had one Sunday, and he's
Oh,
like,
right.
I don't want that.
I don't want that.
No bueno.
No
They
bueno.
have an online version.
All right. Everybody raise your hand for me. Everybody say hello.
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 Beautiful. You know, I'll participate. Who needs to detoxify?
Everybody.
I think so. In fact, what the reality of it is that we are all detoxifying on a daily basis. So our body's just constantly spitting bad stuff out, getting rid of it. We know that because we go to the bathroom every day, hopefully. And we breathe and all that stuff. All that part of this is detoxification. Go
Sorry
ahead.
about that.
No problem. Have a seat.
Yep, got my Coke.
So
You're gonna be in the video if you sit there.
Oh, awesome.
we'll talk about Cokes in a minute. But yeah, literally everybody detoxifies anyways. So the reality is when you take on a detoxification program, what you're doing is you are going to be giving your body it's really through all foods, but some of the supplements that you take are all whole food concentrate supplements anyway. So it's just like getting a bunch of the foods that you need and that your body needs to accomplish detoxification. The problem is, just if you were living as healthy as possible, you still are detoxifying. The fact is, though, most of us aren't on a regular basis. Some of us in this room may be more than others, but who knows? But anyone who has consumed processed foods, sodas,
Oh, wait, that one's got aspartame, though. So that's,
Even worse.
yeah, I know.
artificial sweeteners, genetically modified foods, you're all going to fit into this. Meat and poultry that are not free range, foods containing preservatives, additives, dyes. I had some M&Ms this weekend. Fast foods or restaurant foods, charbroiled or grilled foods, coffee, alcohol, dairy products, tap water. I mean, it's everything.
Oh, alcohol, really?
Alcohol.
I need my coffee.
Now, so
Yeah.
who else? Well, if you're all clean on the diet side, do you use any petroleum products, pesticides, herbicides, hairsprays, new carpet? Do you have anybody have fillings in their teeth that are made of mercury? Yes, me too. Household or industrial cleaning solutions. So we literally live in a toxic environment. But we're not going to just all go anywhere else we can, because nowhere we go is going to be any really. There's some will be a little less toxic than others. But the reality is, we all need to on some regularity do cleansing. And that's what this program is all about. You may be wondering, I know you probably sat and wondered, I wonder what if I was to do a toxicity questionnaire, whatever the heck that is, I wonder what my score would be. So what we do as part of the program is we have a couple specific questionnaires that we can have you fill out. One is called a toxicity questionnaire. And based on that questionnaire, the answers you give, you can gauge for yourself your levels of toxicity. The cool thing is, at the end, you can do it again, and many times we see some really good results. System survey is another one where you can go through. It's a big tool we use to, again, based on symptoms you may be having, how you're feeling on a regular basis or not so regular basis. We can then start to figure out, okay, you know what? Your liver seems to be a little bit stagnant. It's not quite cleansing out. Your kidneys aren't doing so hot. Your skin, whatever it is. So these are tools that we've used over the years to give us more an objective look to the cleanse that we're going to be doing. Helping your hormones balance, big one. Many people suffer from what's called estrogen dominance. Not only women, mostly women, but men can too. The problem with estrogen dominance is that estrogen then, there's estrogen and progesterone in the women, and in men too, but in the women mostly. And so there should be a good delicate balance of those. The problem is many times estrogen starts to take over, and when it does, it starts to create a lot of problems like PMS, weight gain, night sweat, some of the things that you think about, many of you at the time of the month. Why is it so dominant, just estrogen? Because many of the external hormones from creams and gels, so a lot of the anti-aging stuff actually has estrogen in it. A lot of the meats, non-organic meat and dairy, fed estrogen because it's a fat storage hormone. So of course it fattens the cow up, but the estrogen stays in the fat. You eat the fat, estrogen gets in your body. You start to get way too much estrogen, your body can't clear it, liver cannot break it down and clear the excess hormones. The toxicity then becomes problematic this way. So that's another reason why you need to detoxify. Biggest one though is 75% of deaths today are caused by chronic stress diseases. So basically lifestyle diseases. are causing the most of us to die these days. Heart disease, cancer, diabetes, obesity, all those types of diseases that aren't necessarily infectious diseases anymore. So the only way to cure them really is change your lifestyle. So by changing your lifestyle, you literally decrease your chances of dying from lifestyle diseases such as cancer, heart disease, diabetes by 60%. And that was the study done. The Hale study showed that. So that's the powerful thing about doing such a cleanse, is that it literally gives you and gives your body the opportunity to clear out the garbage that could possibly over time be causing problems down the road. And we've seen it cause problems and be causing problems, and then have people detoxify and the problems are gone. And it's just the body working the way it's supposed to, removing any interferences there. So and this is the interesting, because most people think, I don't know if I need to do a cleanse. Yeah, I know I'm a little toxic, but not so bad. So we had a friend of ours, and she wanted to do the cleanse, and she's one of the healthier people that I know. She eats real well, exercises, good mental attitude, everything real solid. And most people, again, I would say most of the people, at least a big part of their cleansing desire is to lose weight, which is absolutely fine. Most people do lose weight, but she didn't care about that.
1 pound.
That's what's his face's wife?
Oh, Nybecker.
Josh,
Nybecker.
1.6 pounds.
Yeah,
Yes,
but look at
so
how much she weighed.
1.6 pounds.
She's
before
tiny.
look at the toxicity score,
A peanut.
63
Yeah.
down to 38. She would say the cleanse was a huge success because it identified impurities in her diet and propel me to a new level of health. My sleep has improved, allergies eliminated, mood swings normalized, thinking cleared, irritability diminished, and cravings have lessened on a daily basis. Overall, I feel great and am thankful for the cleanse. So again, someone who seemingly didn't really even need to do it, who's by most people's standards healthy, still big change. Now, with the cleanse, like I said, and we're going to go over exactly what it looks like and the foods you can eat. And we'll talk a little about the foods you can eat, but mostly about the foods you can eat. The big difference is supplementation. So in addition to just eating a cleansing diet, we're also adding in whole food, what are called whole food concentrates. Take a carrot, vacuum it, beat it all up into its littlest pieces, get all the water out in such a way that it's low heat, high vacuum. It holds all its enzymes, everything that the carrot has, obviously except all the fiber and such, and the water. But all the nutrition in the carrot is still there. So, when we look at standard process of the supplements you're going to be taking, organic whole foods, they're harvested at the peak of their nutritional value, and again, the unique manufacturing process. Lots of times things are manufactured and they're made into something else, vitamins and such, and they do it at such a high heat it just destroys all the enzymes and basically destroys the food stuff. It's really not even that good for you anymore. But these guys are a powerful company that's all organic, all clean, everything that you need. Now, when we talk about cleanse, it's not just cleanse, it's purifying, renewing, and restoring, and showing you all the different detoxifying systems of the body. There are a lot of cleanses out there, some of which are that you'll hear them like this is a colon cleanse. Anybody ever heard of a colon cleanse? Do a colon, or maybe do a liver cleanse, or maybe a kidney cleanse, something like that. This cleanse and purification program cleanses the entire body, focuses on all the different organs of elimination. So it's very powerful in that regard. What are those organs? Liver, kidneys, colon, lymphatic system, skin, and lungs. And it's going to help those all function optimally. Now, big one too is that when you see these two phases, the body, when it detoxifies, so let's just say food additives. Food additives come in and your body goes to work to transform them. So it can't do anything with it here, but when it transforms it in phase one, what it does is it basically does what's called oxidizes it. So it adds oxygens to it. And when it does that, in some parts of it will become water soluble. That means water could wash them away. Once they become water soluble, your body's able to pee them out, or through the bile actually get them into the colon and do the other thing out, number two. But the key factor to note about phase one is that many times it's incomplete. And for example, with cigarette smoke and alcohol, the phase one gets rid of some of it, but part of it is left and it's actually a toxic byproduct. So it's still a toxin. This is where this program focuses on and encourages phase 2 detoxification, which takes the toxic byproducts left over and actually adds to them sulfur and methyl groups. Now, who cares about the names of those? But you get most of those from things like broccoli, cauliflower, kale, all those types of vegetables. And so the process of adding all that to it will allow that toxic product, which many times is more toxic than the first product itself, and then it gets out of the body. If you don't have the raw materials to do so, this toxic byproduct will not get through, and the body will do a couple things. It'll stuff it into the fat cells, and once they're full, it's going to stuff it into other tissues, joints, things like that. That's where you get people who get really, really toxic now. So, product overview. Sorry about that. Go back. As far as the products go, we'll talk about the whole food supplements. The first one's called SP Complete. This is your mainstay. This is your shake. Now, I'm sure you've heard of other programs that have shakes. Drink 3 shakes a day, lose weight. Well, yeah, you're probably getting about this much more of the calories than you did. But this program is not at all about just drinking shakes a day. But the shake in general gives you a lot of good stuff. Now, when you're eating the initial 11 days of 10 days of the cleanse, you're not going to get as much protein that you might be getting from like meat sources and stuff because you're not going to be eating meat during that time. So the SP Complete is a nutritional shake combining over 20 different whole foods that gives you, yes, the protein, but it also supports all the different systems. Nervous system, antioxidant protection, digestive, liver function. And it's made up of rice protein. So we use the shake that uses dairy-free because so many people have had trouble with dairy. But we use that, so it's rice protein, buckwheat, barley grass, rich in chlorophyll, which assists in the natural cleansing and purify, alfalfa, grapeseed extract. You know, you've heard about red wine being pretty good for you because it's an antioxidant. Well, this has those same things without the alcohol. Kale and Brussels sprouts and flaxseed meal. So just a potent amount of nutrition you're getting every day with this guy here, the shake. And we'll talk about how much of that you do every day. The cleanse, these are done the first 7 days of your program. This is giving you the raw materials to encourage both the phase 1 and phase 2 detoxification. And again, you've got enough toxin in your body, and you get all this good stuff going in, your body can then start taking all that toxicity and letting it go. This encourages healthy kidney function, liver, blood purification, lymphatic function, and gastrointestinal elimination. A big thing about gastrointestinal, or the gut, and the elimination there is that when your liver detoxifies, like I said, many times you'll either pee out the stuff if it becomes water soluble, or it'll go into the gut. If the gut is toxic, if it's not functioning right, the liver will not put it in there. It just won't because it's too toxic. So the body's like, oh, we're already too toxic, we're backed up here. Then that's where you get more toxicity in the body. So that the SP cleanse really helps with that in the first 7 days. If you wanted to go out and pick these things and eat them, it'd be juniper berry powder, which I've never even heard of before this cleanse. Natural diuretic, and again, urinary antiseptic, so it cleans out the urinary tract. Cleansing of the blood. Apple pectin, great source of fiber. Burdock root. Spanish black radish, big phase 2 supporter, also great colon cleanser. Chlorophyll, again, antioxidants. And then cholesterol metabolisms. So it helps to lower cholesterol. We see a lot of people start this program with high cholesterol numbers, end it with very normal or low cholesterol numbers. Gastrofiber. Of course, they've studied fiber. They know that it's good to have fiber. Fiber helps clean out the system. So the gastrofiber in the cleanse contains a couple different types of fiber. One is soluble, means your body can actually break it down and utilize it. The other is insoluble, which means your body's not going to break it down. But the benefit of that is, as it gets in the system, it takes fluids and fills up, so it kind of goes, and then it kind of cleanses out the colon through just a straight mechanical action as well. Stimulates proper gastric juice flow, so your body will digest food better. Of course, regular intestinal evacuation. I won't ask how many times you go number 2 a day, but many times we hear, at least a couple times a week.
We prefer prefer to say evacuate.
Evacuate. That's good. I'll use that. Okay. What is gastrofiber? Psyllium husk, colostonia root, apple pectin, again, fennel seed, and fenugreek, again, with that cholesterol metabolism. So all those in the gastrofiber. SP green food. Who knows you're supposed to eat your greens? So this here gives you a ton of greens throughout. So it's going to provide vitamins, minerals, micronutrients, phytochemicals, which are just plant-based nutrients. And it just supports the heck out of being real healthy, but it does assist in liver detox. It also promotes the consistent removal of cellular debris. Again, your body's always detoxifying. Cells are always breaking down and dying, and then they have to evacuate it as well. So, what do we got there? Buckwheat juice powder, barley grass juice, Brussels sprout powder, kale powder, alfalfa sprout powder. Again, just real powerful green foods. So, what did the supplement regimen look like for you? Okay, so SP Cleanse, the most powerful cleansing part of the program in the first 7 days. 7 capsules, 3 times a day. Shakes, 3 to 5 per day. Gastrofiber, 3 capsules, 3 times a day. So that's what your first 7 days looks like, along with what you're eating. Now, if you've asked anyone who've done it, I know a couple of people here have, you're eating food, so you can eat as much food as you want, and we'll talk about what that food looks like to eat. But also, it's highly encouraged that you make sure to get at least the 3 shakes a day because of all the cleansing properties that the shake has. Because it's a big part of the cleansing program. So you wouldn't want to just go eating the food and think, skimp on the shake, because the shake really is what gives you the raw materials in a form that's usable to cleanse. So once you get through day 7, days 8 through 21, the remainder, no more SP cleanse, but we move into the green food portion. 5 capsules 2 times a day, and you continue to do the fiber and the shakes. And again, the shakes, 2 to 3, we recommend a minimum of 3. If you're working out more, we recommend probably 3 to 5. So, what can you eat? Eating program, days 1 through 10. You can eat mainly vegetables and fruits. So you really want to make it vegetable. We would say make it vegetable heavy along with some fruits. Vegetables, in addition to giving you plenty more fiber as well as good nutrition, they also don't wreak havoc on your blood sugar. And for some people, especially people who've been eating a lot, maybe a lot more of grains and breads, and maybe they're a little more junk food junkies, they will tend to have problems with blood sugar regulation. And fruit can jack the blood sugar up just like that can. So really work on 2/3 vegetables, 1/3 fruit. And you can eat as many fruits and vegetables as you like. Again, if you're looking more at weight loss too, you want to steer more towards vegetables. But you can lightly steam them or eat them raw. If you overcook them, you do start to lose some of the nutritional value, and you start to break down some of the enzymes and whatnot. But, so that's what you're going to be able to fill your. Also, you do have the opportunity to eat brown rice, quinoa, and lentils. Now, no other beans are used in the cleanse except lentils, because beans typically, unless they're prepared properly, contain a lot of anti-nutrients, so they can actually block the uptake of nutrients in the body. And for many people, they're very hard to digest, and they are another one of the foods that can cause a lot of sensitivities. Not so much allergies as like you won't eat a bean and go, oh. Maybe some people will, but most people, once they don't have them for a while and they go back to having them, then they notice, oh wow, every time I have them, I evacuate a lot looser than I used to. So, but lentils are very easily digestible and don't have the same issue at hand. So this tends to be the saving grace for a lot of people who tended to eat a lot more breads and stuff, because it does give you that kind of more filling. The other thing that can give you more filling, although if you're looking to lose weight, you're going to want to stay away from it more so, is sweet potatoes. So sweet potatoes is very good on the cleanse. They give you that kind of meaty feel that you get, but they tend to be a little higher calorie and and easy to eat a lot of calories in them because it tastes so good. Big thing about the eating to do, and this is just a regular rule of eating. Eat frequently throughout the day. It helps to regulate the blood sugar, helps you from the highs and lows. It helps you to avoid being too hungry, because if you're too hungry, you're usually going to eat too much too fast, and then your body will have a hard time digesting it. You also may go, when you get too hungry, you might go more towards, God, that looks really good, I better get that candy bar. So eat freely, and then it also helps keep energy levels consistent. And again, you want to be drinking 3 to 5 shakes per day. So that's days 1 through 10. Fats. People often ask about fats. What about fats? Yeah, good fats are good. We need good fats. Olive oil, good fat. Avocado, good fat. Organic butter, good fat, not margarine. Time magazine just came out with an article on how good butter is for you. And then they're going back and saying, when we thought it wasn't, margarine was supposed to be great for you. Well, margarine is a man-made fat that's now shown to cause all kinds of trouble. But fats are what build our cell walls. Fats are what make up a lot of our brain and nervous system tissues. So with that in mind, you need to be having the proper fats in your diet. So in addition to the organic butter, then omega-3 fats mainly would be found best in eating fish when you can start eating fish, but more importantly, very clean sources through good fish oil supplementation. So those are the fats that are involved in the cleanse. Sweeteners, is aspartame in here? No, I don't think it is. But acceptable sweeteners are inositol, which is a B vitamin sweetener. It's a B vitamin, it just has a sweet taste to it. And stevia, everybody heard of stevia by now? No, it's a root. It has a sweet taste to it. It can be a little bitter, but it is a way to get a little sweet back taste in with very little calories. So, but again, you wouldn't want to, you'd want to use them very sparingly. How about days 11 through 21? This is when most of the meat eaters get excited, because that's when you get to start adding back in free-range, antibiotic-free, hormone-free fish or chicken. They say about the size of your palm. Again, if weight loss is a goal, then look at the amount. If it's not so much a goal and you're more interested in cleansing, then you can eat more than that if you like. You continue to eat the vegetables, the fruits. You can continue to eat the brown rice, the lentils. Continue to do everything the same. You're just adding the meat portion. And yes, you do still continue to eat, even though you're adding protein back in, you still do continue to drink the shakes, because again, they provide a big portion of the cleansing nutrients. Beverages. What about coffee? No, sorry. But anyways, allowed beverages. Let's talk about the positive first. First and foremost, drink half your body weight in ounces of water each day. So that's the goal. Me being a 170-pounder, what's that, 85 ounces a day? 85 ounces of water a day. Spring or mineral water is best. Lemon is okay to add to water. Julie has made up a kind of a sparkling water with lemons squeezed in it and a little bit of stevia, and it really does taste like a good, almost like a soda, except it's absolutely great for you. Green tea is an excellent morning choice, as it's a very healthy alternative to coffee. Now let's talk about what we need to avoid. You know what you can eat now. What do you want? You want to avoid fast food and processed foods. Carbohydrates in the form of breads, cereals, grains, sweets. Hydrogenated oils, that's margarine. Or if you look at something and it says partially hydrogenated soybean oil, you'd want to stay away from that. Alcohol, coffee, soda, tobacco for the smokers and chewers in the room. Nuts, seeds, and beans, except for the lentils. Nuts and seeds aren't inherently bad. Again, they have the potential to have anti-nutrients in them, which means if they're not prepared properly, we just can't break them down well enough, and many times they'll block the uptake of other nutrients. But they also tend to cause problems with many people's digestive tracts. So while we're cleansing, we stay away from it. And when we add them in, people can decide for themselves by how their body responds whether they can do nuts or not. I was one who used to eat a lot of nuts as snacks. I went on the cleanse, ate no nuts, came back to eating them, and did not fare well with them. So now I just don't eat that many of them, because if I do, I just don't feel well. So it's my body not working quite right, and I never thought that would be an issue with me. Go through all these or no? Okay. So there are certain things that can happen, especially during the cleanse and especially initially. One of them, sweet cravings. So you start thinking, God, I gotta have some sugar. There are ways to handle that. It can either be done through just good old willpower, just ideas like eating carrots. Carrots are a very sweet vegetable. So if you actually eat the carrot, it might not right away. You might not go, oh, like a candy bar, but it has a similar effect physiologically in the body. So then your body goes, okay, good, I got it, and it backs it off. There's some supplementation for the people who really struggle, and it's really helped them. Other issues, bloating, constipation tend to be issues at first because you're getting a lot more fiber than you've ever gotten, and most people still aren't drinking enough water, so then they feel bloated and they're just not able to eliminate or evacuate as well. Again, you increase your water intake and talk to us if need be. And the other one tends to be detoxifying symptoms or headaches and just lethargy, just like, oh God, I can't do this. There's no way I can do this for 21 days, for God's sake. Well, it's not, more than likely it doesn't last more than a couple days. And again, if you need anything or you have any concerns, call us, because we've done this now for 4 years. We've been doing it for 4 years, so we've seen just about everything, and we've been able to help people through the craziness. Just do this real quick. So, other necessities: appropriate exercise, adequate sleep, and we talked about drinking water. So, appropriate exercise. What's appropriate exercise while on the cleanse? You definitely want to continue to exercise and keep your body moving, as exercise is helps detoxify anyway. One of the things you may want to back off a little on is if let's say you do a lot of CrossFit and you do it 5 or 6 days a week, and you're really pushing the pace all the time, that you may want to back down to a couple days a week and just give your body a little extra time to work through that. Take a little break from the intense exercise. However, that's another one where people get really like, I'm gonna stay with my exercise because I love it. I'm gonna do it. No problem. When you do that, then just make sure to increase the amount of foodstuffs that are going to help your body recover. One of which is probably being an extra shake a day. That'll really help with the protein that you're losing from the weight exercising that you're doing. Overall, appropriate exercise, and maybe you're not an exerciser. Maybe you're like, well, I don't exercise anyway, so what does that mean? Well, the simplest and one of the most beneficial ones is to walk, and just walk at a good clip where you can feel things moving and working. Your heart rate goes up a bit, and you get a little sweat going. And then make sure you're getting adequate amount of sleep. 8 to 10 hours a day is a good benchmark. 10's too much for me, but 8 works out really well. So, what do we see during purification? Well, definitely over time, more energy. Weight loss is a big one. Men tend to lose more than women. Sorry, ladies. Better digestion. Better evacuation, decreased bloating, clearer skin. We've seen people who've had skin issues for years clear up. Shinier hair if you have hair. I can't tell if mine gets shiny or not. Disappearance of past conditions. Those are ones like a lot of folks will have joint pain. Like one lady had joint pain, another lady had knee pain, cleared out completely. And again, a lot of the cholesterol issues we've seen go away. So that is what we expect you to expect during purification. And after purification, pretty much all the same things. Big key to purification and being successful on it is Julie actually created a Facebook page called The Cleanse Crazies. And anytime anyone's doing a cleanse, they can go to this site, post on wins, post on, oh God, I don't feel great today. Hey, does anybody have a good, we're going to a party and I need to have a good salsa recipe and I want to be able to eat it. What can I do? All those can be placed here. The more you participate in this, the more others participate, the more support there is, and we've seen it just grow and become a great tool for folks. You can see like right here, That's what Julie used to do for us.
Used to do?
She still does it for me, actually.
I'm sorry, I couldn't let that one go.
She used to do when we first started, but now we've been married long enough where she doesn't do anything good for me at all. But nonetheless, this is what she did the first one, just made everything constantly, because we were talking about it earlier. We said, well, men will typically not care too much. Like, I just throw a bunch of, okay, here's some kale, here's some this, that. Stir it all up and eat it. I eat the same thing every day, so I don't get bored with it. But luckily, Julie takes good care of me. Final instructions: understand what's going on. So if you do the cleanse, if you choose to do it, you'll have a booklet. It's got all the information you'd ever need. It's a standalone program, really. So someone could actually get all the information, and if they're real diligent, they can look through everything and really have what they need to take care of business. We're here, though, to help you as much as we can. So the cell phone here, if you do the cleanse, you'll have the cell phone number, and many times Julie will get texts. People are in a grocery store. Oh, can I get this on the cleanse? And she happily answers them. We talk to a lot of people about, is this okay for the cleanse? Is that okay? Because we want people to have the best experience possible. The other thing about the cleanse that we want to make sure everyone knows is that any good you do with the cleanse is never taken away from any bad you might do. So let's take a person who, just for goodness sake, they will not give up drinking a cup of coffee in the morning. Let's just say, if I can't drink coffee, I am not doing the cleanse. Okay, well then my thought is then drink coffee and do the cleanse, because the little coffee you drink isn't going to ruin your cleanse. Now, another side of me says, just buck up and don't drink coffee for 21 days. So, I'm not saying make it totally easy on yourself, but the big deal is this: anything you do positive is going to be positive. So if it's some small thing, or I'm going to do the cleanse. Oh shoot! Let's say you decide you do it, you start, and then you look ahead and you go, oh crap, day 19, I got a big old party to go to. It's up to you. You might choose on that day to cheat a little bit, but it's not going to ruin your cleanse. So it's not an all or none principle. So we know that. We're human beings as well, and we've done the cleanse a number of times ourselves, and now we make concessions with foods that we know are okay for us. Like, you can't have eggs on the cleanse. The reason being is that eggs tend to be a highly sensitive food for a lot of people. So I did the cleanse the first time, no eggs. Second time, perfectly no eggs. But when I went back to eating eggs, I never had an issue. And eggs are a mainstay for me. So the third time I did it, I had eggs. So that's the things you start learning as you get to know your body as well. So it's a constant progress, not perfection. And anybody have any questions?
No.
Yes.
What's the average toxicity level for most people?
Score-wise,
Yeah.
it's probably in the high 80s to 100 for a lot of people who choose to do it.
Do you want me to go through kind of a typical day?
Sure. Good one.
Do you have time? It's one
Yeah, I
hour.
mean,
Okay.
everyone have time?
Go.
If you gotta go. It's okay.
In your packet,
Give me everything I need.
Yeah.
in your cleanse packet, you have a checklist. Do you want me to go on the video?
Huh?
On the video? Do you
Go
want to
ahead,
stop it?
yeah.
Do you want it up? I don't know. In your cleanse packet, you have a checklist. So you have days 1 through 7, and then flip it over for days 8 through 21. It kind of gives you a guideline. You'll have 2 huge powders. You'll have plenty of shake for after. Because a lot of people will use this as your multivitamin and multimineral. It's a complete amino acid, multivitamin, multimineral. So if you're taking a supplement right now that's a multivitamin or multimineral, then you can put that on hold and save the money. If you're taking fish oils or CoQ10 or something, or any medications, feel free to continue to take that. This won't interfere. When cleansing on medication, the one reported symptom is that you can clear your medication a little bit quicker, so you may notice, well, gosh, it's not working as well. Your body's cleaning house. So you have two tubs of shakes, and then you basically have your days 1 through 7, and then you'll have some more gastrofiber days 8 through 21. So ideally, when you're waking up in the morning, you want to get your capsules on an empty stomach. So you'll wake up and you'll take your 7 cleanse capsules and your 3 gastrofiber, wait 15 minutes to a half hour and get a shake. Well, you all work, so it's a lot easier to make double shake in the morning. Drink 1 in the morning and take 1 with you and maybe have it around 10:30. But you can start snacking, like for breakfast, Scott and I would julienne cut sweet potatoes or shred sweet potatoes and cook it up in coconut oil and add butter and some veggies and just do like a sweet potato hash in the morning. You can eat brown rice and butter in the morning with some cinnamon and a little bit of rice milk. There's so many recipes that we give you. You're not going to feel like you're in your packet here that you're looking for anything creative. It's just taking the time to do it. And then one key note on that is we would make Saturday our shopping day and then Sunday our prep day. So just washing vegetables, cutting them up, getting them all ready to go so that when you're hauling tail Monday through Friday, you can open the fridge and grab and go versus, uh-oh, I can't eat this, and then you just don't eat or you cheat. So key is to definitely be prepared. So you can snack on anything you want, and then maybe about noon, it'll tell you have another shake. But if you want to make one of those big salads that I had in the picture there, a big man salad with just tons of vegetables, salad dressings, you can use olive oil, apple cider vinegar, salt and pepper. There's a whole 2 pages in your booklet on just salad dressing recipes. You can go over to New Frontiers and pick up Annie's. There's a couple clean versions we have in there for you as well. But maybe you want to do a big salad. Maybe you want to do lentils and brown rice. Maybe you want to do brown rice sushi that day. You don't have to eat a shake at noon. Maybe you want to save that shake for 2:30 and have a snack on some veggies and hummus, should you so desire. Dinner time, you don't have to have your smoothie, but let's say dinner wasn't quite enough and you want something a little bit more filling before bedtime, have another shake. So those 3 to 5 shakes are at will. Just make sure to get a minimum of 3 because there's an incredible amount of nutrients in there doing the work for you as well as your protein. 10 grams of protein in that baby. Oops, I had that. As far as lentils go, they have 10 grams of protein in them. I think even as far as up to 13 grams of protein. The prep on those, you can go as simple as going over to Trader Joe's in the refrigerated section. They already have them pre-cooked, and you can just cut open the bag and saute them up in any flavor. Any spices are fine as long as they don't have your MSG, but spices and flavorings are really sauces. Just look at the label, and if it, like for instance, if it's salsa, it says tomatoes, water, olive oil, seasoning, then it's clean. But if you start seeing weird names and items and ingredients that are on that label, it's probably not cleanse friendly. But you can also go over to New Frontiers as far as lentils go and get the dried lentils, soak them overnight, and do a huge pot of them, and then boil them and put them in individual Tupperware so it's ready to go. Same with brown rice. You can go the easy route and get the little packaged ones at Trader Joe's that are in the freezer section, or you can do the 2 cups of water to 1 cup brown rice, take a huge pot, and cook up your rice over the weekend and put it in Tupperware. So it's how you want to make it. One way's going to be a little more expensive, and the other way is just going to be a little bit more time intensive. But it's definitely doable. You can go out to eat. You can go on day 11. You can have brown rice sushi. Just don't have them put the sauces on there. We went to Chipotle and did the burrito with brown rice and lettuce and tomatoes, and then we had them put the chicken on. And that chicken probably wasn't free-range, organic, antibiotic, hormone-free, but given the situation, it was still within the boundaries of, okay, we're eating our chicken, our brown rice, our lettuce, and tomatoes. So you're just going to have to make judgment calls on whether, where you're at in life. Your cleanse may be absolutely perfect where everything is pesticide-free, organic, and clean, or you may just choose to do as best you can to that situation. And then, let's see here. I'm just trying to think. I usually have a little slideshow going on. Costco. If you have a Costco membership, their spinach is organic, and it's about the same cost as the little bag at Trader Joe's. They have those pre-cut carrots, the little tiny carrots that are organic at Costco. They have your rice milk at Costco. They have organic butter at Costco. They have hummus. Thing about hummus is that's kind of a gray zone you can ask me about afterwards if you want, but it's kind of that in between gray zone where some people just can't eat vegetables, raw vegetables all day without having some kind of dip. You can make avocado dip and you can make zucchini hummus as well, but it just depends on where you're at. You just have to decide individually on that.
Lentil hummus. It's really good.
Lentil hummus.
Yeah.
Ooh,
You liked
that
it and
in
you went
there.
on the cleanse.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a ton of recipes in here. There's a shopping list for you. So
I
by
would make
like
it.
Trader Joe's and Costco, just things to make your life a little bit easier. But Trader Joe's definitely has a lot of pre-cooked stuff. The one thing I would say just in closing is the hardest part of this cleanse is making sure you're getting enough healthy fat, because your powder has plenty of complex carbohydrates and protein in it. It doesn't have fats. You really want to use, when you're stir frying, use liberally your butters, your olive oils, coconut oils, macadamia nut seed oils, just those cleaner oils. Vegetable oils are not cleanse friendly. And if you're going to have brown rice, put a pat of butter on there, because your body won't let go of its unhealthy fat if it feels like it's in flight or starvation mode. They'll say, she's starving me, I'm not going to let go of this fat. So you need to encourage and use salad dressings and get fat into your diet. So one of the ways that I would do that with my shake is Trader Joe's has a can, it's a green can of coconut milk that has a good source of healthy fat in it. And I put about a third of a can of the coconut milk into the shake so that each shake has a protein, a fat, and a carb. It'll last you a lot longer. So that's on your shopping list as well, where to get certain things that helped us out. And then you'll be receiving a daily email as well. So you can respond to that or just text or email me. Okay, and then as far as cost goes, it's the cost of the cleanse is $231. That includes all of your supplements, your daily emails. If you guys decide there's 6 or more of you, we dropped it down to $211. And then if you want to, the other option is 3 payments of $77, just an auto debit through the office one time a month. So you can pay for it over the next 3 months as well.
Are you still doing, like, if you want to have, like, your wife or husband do it?
Oh, yes. That's a huge point. Thank you. It is really helpful to have people in your house on board, if not totally supporting you, doing it alongside of you. So if you decide you can convince a spouse or a roommate to do this, you don't need 2 complete cleanse kits. You can, it comes with 2 powders and everything you see here. But essentially all you need is pretty much 1 more powder, so each of you can have 1 at work and 1 at home together. And then you need, this is only 1 more gastrofiber, and then you each need 1 of these. So you're only doing not all of this. I think we added it up. It ends up being $188 per person if you do it 2 people splitting the product. So that's an option as well. So this takes a little more time to put together. So let us know if you're not going to take your kit today, if you want to add it before that start date on July 6th. I'm going to put everybody on July 6th unless you tell me otherwise. But your emails are individual. So yeah. Any other questions?
So I'm just gonna. I did this cleanse with Jenny and Elaine at the beginning of the year,
Right.
and just a couple things to mention for those of you who haven't done it yet. I have had a problem with sugar and caffeine, and I didn't even take any sugar supplements at all during the cleanse. I did eat carrots and things like that, and fruit, but I didn't take any sugar. And I afterwards, like, I cut sugar way back out of my diet big time now. I don't even drink put sugar in my coffee that I drink now, and I was able to live without sugar. It was the most amazing thing. And then coffee, I didn't. At first, had a headache, but I don't need coffee anymore. Like, I literally feel like I could live without coffee, and I've really cut sugar way back on my diet. I don't eat a lot of breads anymore. Kind of cut that out of my diet too. The thing that's really great about the cleanse as well is it can help you identify allergies that you may not be aware of. So that's a really great benefit to doing the cleanse as well. And then also help you see where your diet isn't very good, and help kickstart eating healthier. And I still need to work on eating more vegetables myself. But that dairy-free complete is awesome stuff.
I take that every day now.
That stuff
I
is
can't live
incredible.
without it.
Just
It's
fruits
really
and
good, and
vegetables.
it's super convenient. I mean, you could throw a little bit of rice milk in with it. put a banana in with it, and it tastes great. And at first, it might taste kind of weird, but then after a few days, you're like, wow, you just get used to it, and you start craving it. Like I miss it.
You brought up
So-
3 great points that are so important for us to bring up. I'm so glad you said what you said. As far as the shakes go, they do not have to be elaborate smoothies built in a blender full of nutrition. Scott had to take his shakes in between treating patients, and he would take the powder, shake it up in rice milk in one of those little blender bottles, and shoot it. We just want you to get the nutrients in. Now, if you want to make it a meal replacement or make them fabulous with your fruits, then go for it. If you have a weight loss goal, then just stick with fruit basically in the smoothies, your berries and maybe like a half a banana, and try to snack on the veggies and eat veggies from here on out. But you can definitely improve your shakes with that smoothie. It doesn't have to be, with fruit, but you don't have to do that. Another point that you brought up was the most common response is people come back to us and say, I don't crave these things. I never thought I could go 2 days without a glass of wine. Now I don't even want it. I don't want the breads. And so that's overall the most common response is that people eliminate these strong desires for food that they just don't, they're not into it as much anymore. And slowly over time, we'll start picking up habits again. And then the third comment is this is a huge identifier of food allergies. People will, on day 22, your cleanse is not really over because we want to encourage you for whatever it was that you want the most. So you wanted those nuts. On day 22, just add nuts back in and check in with your body. You may notice some gas, bloating, burping, belching. You might notice that your joints are achy, that you slept like crap that night. And just you're so clean, you're so sensitive. Take the advantage to add in one food group a day. Next day, do eggs and see how your body responds. So that's how Scott was like, wait a second, I'm not doing so hot on these nuts. So day 23. So we'll encourage you to not go get that Costco pizza after. I will guarantee you will feel hungover. You will absolutely feel like you just had the night of your life going in and eating a food group like that because you're so clean. So that's another powerful point. Thank you for bringing that up.
Sure.
Yeah. Any other questions?
Probably catch a mean buzz off a glass of wine too.
You
Yes.
do. And coffee. It's
Yeah.
pretty rad. Okay, so we have kits if you want to take them home today. You don't have to feel like you need to take it home. You want to think about it. You want to talk to a spouse or a roommate. We always keep a minimum of 2 at the office. Jeannie can come by and pick them up, or you can come over to the office and pick them up as well. If you're not, you just need a few days to think about it.
Yeah, I was gonna take if you decide a week from now, we'll get you a sign up, get you on the sign up sheet, and the day before I'll go run to the office and pick up what we need.
And if you have any questions, feel free to come
So
by.
I'm not going
and
to do
talk
it today,
to
but
Jenny or myself.
I am going to do it. I just need to figure out whether my wife's going to do it or not.
Fine.
So my wife works here too, so
Oh,
we should be
perfect.
hopefully both doing it together.
Okay.
So can I get the? I'll
Yes.
just grab all the information
Yes,
from you. And
grab the complete
I'm
packet.
office mates with Jenny, so
Oh,
can't-
Jenny will get you
so I
guys
can't back
through it.
out.
Our little spokeswoman.
she's promising to cook for me.
I
so.
know. I will. If you choose to sign up, I will bring in lunch for everyone on Monday.
Oh, you're so sweet, gosh.
I won't be here on Monday.
Well, then
You'll
you
own
gotta
it.
wait.
That's rad.
Yeah, the first 2 days of this that you guys are
Yeah.
that everyone's starting.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to be at Tassajara, which is like a Zen Buddhist monastery. So I'm going to be. I'm not going to give up the food that they have there
Yeah.
because that's part of
It's an ideal
going.
situation.
They
Yeah.
have amazing food, but so I might start at 2 days.